I'm gonna sample that hell later. Doing what I can to get my money up while I am myself. Future looking bright, wait until the sun is up. Head is up like 7 up. Benefit from hella luck. This is just the setting up. Baby, we were having sun. My name is Shot. Stage name ShottyTheBeam. I was born in Shakopee, Minnesota. I am 20 years old right now. Started making music about 2 years ago. Pretty recent endeavor for me. Things haven't been better since. Life has been pretty and beautiful because of music. And honestly, like, it was just such a liberating time for me. I had a lot of time to just think and become who I am. Prior to 2020, like March or April, I was making different type of content and I just kind of stopped associating with it at a certain point. It was like kind of like somewhat music related content. And I always wanted to make like real music during that time. And I never did. But then one day I kind of just picked up that endeavor and I was like, let me just see like what it's like to make a real song. And I remember I was looking through YouTube and just like, you know, YouTube beats, and there was this one beat and it sampled the first opening of Tokyo Ghoul, and I was like, oh shit, like this hits, because I was like definitely a hard anime phase at that time, and I was very like naive and like lost kid, it felt like. Help and find me, help and find me, I don't know where to go. I need your help, come soon, or I will go. I remember I made that song and I was on cloud 9. Like, it was truly the best feeling ever, because I was like, dude, I did something. Like, I did something that was, like, I'm proud of. Like, this is, like, I've never done anything like this before. And it was just that feeling it gave me to make, like, just to make a song that I, like, liked was enough. And I was like, whoa. I could do this like a lot of times, and I did. I ended up doing like a shit ton of times, and I made a bunch of songs. Eventually, I learned how to, you know, produce. That was like the next song I made. I was like, this was really cool, but I was like so infatuated by the fact that someone can make like music, like beats and instrumentals. So I was like, let me try to do that. And so I did, and it really ended up super well. All the people that I always idolized just seemed like they like were really proud of their art, and I wanted to be proud of my things, and I just thought music would have been a cool medium to do that. So my very first album is called Reminders. It's my first studio album. I'm not one of those bullshit dudes that are like, oh, it's just a mixtape. It's an album. And I hold that shit to like the standard. It's an album. It's just reminders, and like that's all it is. It's just such a simple thing, but it's such a good way to start. Like, not to overwhelm yourself with anything and just kind of make it how you want to make it. And that's all it was. It was just songs that I thought sounded cool, and I put it all together, and I did that shit in like 2 weeks, and it sounds cool, and I'm happy about it. And then the second album, that's just like my baby. The sun always shines sometimes. That is where I started to really like find my sound and find what sounded cool to me. I basically produced 75% of that album. The other 25% was, or it was like 20% of it was my friend Key Lime, and like other 5% was just like other features and like random other production. It's just like such a cool album because it was like the first time I ever felt like I was really making something bigger than just music. Like, it was like the videos, and like it felt like I created some like bigger universe, and it was just cool. It was such a cool thing for me. The album that's coming out right now, and like this disco drill thing that I was doing, honestly, I was just trying to get more people to like kind of appreciate the art and get more eyes on it. And so like I tried to make the trendiest things I could think of, like pop, disco, like dancing music, plus something like drill is such a like big thing right now, and so just as much danceable as like pop music is right now. So I thought just combining those two ideas and genres was just like such a genius idea, and I thought it was cool, and I just like, fuck it, let's just try it. So I tried it, and it's kind of going. Actually went really well. My biggest song is a disco drill song. It's like has almost 40,000 streams now on Spotify, and it's really cool. Like, I didn't expect it to go like that, but it did. I don't know how my music's gonna sound in the future. I know what it's gonna sound like right now, and I know what it could sound like in the next maybe couple weeks, couple months, maybe. But like in the next 5 years, man, like I can't even tell you. I can't even imagine like what I've gone through, because who knows? Life is such an unpredictable thing, and I think that's what keeps it so interesting for me, like life. And I think there's such a strong will to live for me, because just the unexpectedness of it. It's like you never know what the hell is happening tomorrow. Tomorrow you could meet the love of your life, and then the next day they could die. It's just crazy. It's crazy. From like my adolescence and like younger ages, if you told that kid, oh yeah, you're gonna make like music and you're gonna pursue it professionally, you'd be like, what? Are you kidding me? Like I had literally zero connection to music at all. And so that was such a random thing almost. When I was younger, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. The cartoons we would watch and shit when we were younger, and like we would like recreate those things like in our neighborhood, and we just like mess around. I swear to God, I remember I'd always be the main character. And I think that has rooted my attention whore like tendencies. Like I just feel like I like attention because of that. Like I was always around music, and I always felt safe, and music always felt like a place like where it would bring me solitude before I even made it. And so now that I like kind of understand music, and it's something that like basically I feel like I can't like live without it almost. Meaning it's like such an important part of my life. It's just something that is like a reoccurring thing. It just keeps coming up somehow. So it just feels right. It just feels right. You made me move. 1, 2, 3. ShottyTheBeam. I mean, ShottyTheBeam for me, it was for a basketball YouTube channel that I had when I was like a young lad, like really early before I even started making music. And there was this one dude I used to watch. His name was Jester the Laser, and the laser part was very inspirational to me. So I just took like the laser, but I just made it the beam. And Shotty is like a nickname I got from like my friends in high school. And honestly, like my mom has been calling me like Shotty, or like a variation of Shotty for a while. And like it's been kind of like a name that I didn't even realize I had for so long, but like once it like clicked, it clicked. And it just like, and like the significance of having a stage name to me is I believe that there's a difference between someone like Nishat versus ShottyTheBeam. Sometimes I feel like I'm more myself as ShottyTheBeam than I am as Nishat Khan. But Nishat Khan is necessary because there would be no ShottyTheBeam without Nishat Khan, you know? Like my big thing is brown excellence. And like, to me, it's always been about like pushing the narrative for me. Like I used to make like those like Desi stereotype video kind of things. And I used to make like stuff where it's like I would just take stereotypes of brown people and I would just push it out, and I don't know. It's not something I'm very proud of, and I did it and it happened, and it is what it is. Yeah, it was a really bad time, but and also I did a lot of self-deprecation and you know, like making fun of myself so then I could like fit in with the other kids, so then I could, you know, have friends, because I didn't know how else to do it. So I think that was the cause of the videos that you saw by the guy you knew as Kid Curry. I made these videos for a long 1.5 years, and one night when I was, you know, making a video, I was making a parody, I think. This dude hit my DMs and he said, "You gotta cut these Indian jokes out." And I was like, wait, hold up. Like, that's like my brand. And I completely fought at first. I was like, there's no way, I can't just stop. After I stopped making those videos, I vowed to myself that I would change the narrative for brown people. The first time I was ever rejected in my life was because of my skin color or the way I look and being a brown man. And you know, I really do love being brown. It's such an important thing to me, and it's really made me to who I am today. I wouldn't be the person I am. Like, even the name, like Nishat Khan, ShottyTheBeam, like taking that is very important to me, because Nishat is a name that I struggled to even accept when I was younger. And so being brown and trying to be like someone big and like really creating like art that is pushing the narrative and making people think and change is so important to me. I'm super like weird and ambitious with my music, and I'm going to make some like the weirdest shit you've ever heard, I think. That song is hard, bro. It's gonna be beautiful, and I'm really excited, and like I really want to make an album about the brown experience, like just encapsulating what it means to be a brown man, and just like honestly, I always try to use it as my advantage instead of using it to be like, oh, like this is my excuse to why I'm not big or nothing. Like it's just, there's more reason for people to mess with you because you're not like everybody else, I guess. You have a different perspective.
When I see your body, you make me move. Okay. You make me move, baby. When I see your body, you make me move. Okay.
I think I just bring a different perspective and I bring something interesting to the table. Pursuing a career in entertainment and fame and success is inherently like a pretty selfish act. In my head, I try to justify it and make it like as much as like for the other people as possible. But at the same time, it really is for me. Like the music expression and the way it sounds and all that stuff is all me because people don't know what they want. They need to be given what they want. And I don't know, I think I just come with the correct perspective and I'm in the right mentality for music and like being in entertainment because I don't know, a lot of people just are too worried about money and like the shit that doesn't really matter at the end of the day. The things that really matter or the effect you have on people, like the art and like what it means to people. And like just being honestly, honest art is like really rare nowadays. Like especially people that like are signing to labels and stuff like that. It's rare. I'm rolling out an album currently and yeah, this is just at this time moment.
What's up?
I'm a little nervous. Life is going crazy, trials and tribulations. What we doing anyways? This is life. We'll figure it out though. We'll figure it out. We'll make it work. I think TikTok is a very good thing for artists, and I think it's really crazy how it's like changing people's lives. And I've felt the benefits of TikTok, and I think it's really a good tool to use. I think it gets dangerous when you start making content specifically for TikTok. Like I don't like the mentality where people have like music that sounds like it would be a TikTok hit or some shit like that. It's like I think that's where it just gets dangerous and like then it starts to influence the music in the incorrect ways. I think that's the cool part where it's like you can see all these cool artists, but then it's like it really shows you how saturated the music industry is and how many people want to be involved in it. We've able to go from like you need to sign to a label, you need to go to a studio, you need to buy like or like the instruments will be there and this and third. And now you can just do it in your house and like with zero budget independently completely. Like it's really crazy and I think sometimes people don't appreciate it. And I think another thing that TikTok does is it blows numbers out of proportion. I don't think people really understand how many people 50 people are. Like, if you've seen 50 people in a room, you're like, damn. Like, at a show, 50 people is like a lot. It's a lot more than people make it out to be. And it's like, I think you just have to start to appreciate the fact that even 10, 15, 20 people mess with you because really at the end of the day, that's enough. The idea of expression for me is such an important thing to have so I can not just share it for myself, but share it to others because I'm not the only one that's experienced things in like hardships or the positivity. I think like narrative as well to me is very important, especially with music, because I think you can create such a strong visual without even showing necessarily a visual. And that's such a cool thing to me. It's just you just tell yourself these stories, like why you're not going to make it and why you're in denial of doing it. At the end of the day, bro, you're just thinking too hard. Just do it. Because at the end of the day, you are going to make shitty songs. You're going to make shitty beats. You're going to make shitty mixes. Like, nothing is going to be perfect at the beginning. It takes years of practice. So every day that you stop, like you are waiting to start is a day you could have used to get better. 1% better every day. That's the motto. That's the thing. You just have to push yourself. You have to make it. You have to get out of your comfort zone. The longer you're in your comfort zone, the longer you're going to be making shit you don't like or just not making anything. So get out of your comfort zone, take a risk, and enjoy the product because you will be so proud of yourself for just taking a risk because, yeah, dude, life is all about taking risks, but also being smart about your risks. This music thing is such a big experience for me. It's such a thing where it's like, the albums I've made in my life are time capsules for me. I want to be 80 years old, looking back when I was 20 years old making this bullshit. I really want to see that. I know at this point in my life right now, I'm very naive. Nothing is really set in stone, and it's like I hope by the time I'm 80 years old, I can look back and just like bawl my eyes out and just watching and hearing and looking at who I was versus who I am. You know. And it's like, honestly, for me, I still get nostalgic when I look at videos 2 years ago. So I can't even imagine what shit's going to look like when it's 10, 20, 30 years old. And the internet now is the digital footprint, you know? It's like that thing where it's like, you can really show your entire life from like 0 to your entire life on the internet now. Like the kids are born in 2022. That blows my mind for some reason. As long as in my life I was able to do everything I wanted to and do the things that I like felt were right, and I had the freedom to express myself from 0 to however long I live, I won. I did everything I wanted to do. I did it. Baby, we bringing the disco back, baby. It's time to party. Hey, let's party tonight. Hey, let's party tonight. Baby, let's party tonight. Or you can't dance, just move to the light. Or if you pussy, just move to the right. Cause we got no room for front here tonight. Baby. We not here to bite, just have a good time. We not here to bite, just hit on my line. So please do not stress, cause you looking fine. Shawty, it's sign of the time. Massaging your brain, baby, I'm feeling your pain. I think you are going insane. It all just sounds like da da da.